You are listening to Worship Radio International, the world's #1 online Christian radio station. Check out our website at www.worshipradio.faith or follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Worship Radio INT. This is the future.
All righty. This is Willie Pewit, the host of Conversations on the Fairways, and today's episode is to help the entrepreneurs, the people that have stepped out there already, for the people that are already started their business, that have decided that this is what I want to do. Now, you're going to say, hey, why are you talking to them today? Well, the reason being is that sometimes what happens as you're going through your journey of starting your business, or if you are going to college, or if you're going to, say, heating and cooling school or HVAC school, and you say, this is what I want to do. What may happen sometimes is that, and it's happened to me, is that as you're going along in your journey, you may get a little bogged down. You may not be getting through like you want to, as far as, hey, I know I have a good product. I know, for like myself, I know I'm a good golf instructor, and it feels like it's like wearing you down. And sometimes we lose our focus, okay? So I'm just going to give you a few tips or a few things to look at, what could be causing this, okay? So I'm just going to give you an example of what I did. One of the first things I noticed was, it isn't that I was losing my focus. Sometimes you have to learn how to take a break. Now, I clearly understand that when you work for yourself, there are some days that you work 16, maybe even 20 hours in a day, okay? Because it's like, if you don't work, you don't eat. I get that, okay? We're on the same page when it comes to that. But what I've learned over time is that you actually have to add in some time for you to keep your mind right, okay? You are going to have to take a small amount of time away from the kids, away from the family, to help you recharge yourself. I know you may be around people that are encouraging you. You're around people that are helping you. You're around people that are, we're pushing each other to strive to get to the next level. All of that is fine. But sometimes you may be laying in the bed thinking to yourself, you know what, man, I don't even feel like getting out of the bed today. I don't feel like, you don't feel motivated sometimes to get up and get out there and keep going back at it. Well, I'm going to tell you just a few tips, things that I have done and that has helped me keep going and motivated over time. The first thing is, let's look at, because I know we're all busy, let's look at what we are eating, okay? Look at our health, okay? What are you putting into your body that's going to fuel you to keep going? You don't want to be eating a bunch of junk food. You don't want to be eating a bunch of fast food. And I know it's difficult and hard. I know I run from the golf course to lesson. And sometimes you just don't have time for a healthy meal. Okay, so I'm just going to give you a few tips of what I did. I personally myself said to myself, you know what? In my case, I wanted to shed a few pounds, okay? So, I was just thinking like, man, maybe if I look at taking 10 or 15 pounds off, okay, that'll help me keep going. So basically what I did was, I don't call it going on a diet. I call it looking at a lifestyle change, okay? Looking very carefully at what am I eating, okay? Because a lot of the foods that we're eating aren't giving you all the nutrition and vitamins and things that you need. So I took a hard look at what I was eating And also, do I have to take any supplements, any type of vitamins? For me, in the middle of summertime, sometimes my allergies flare up. And, I really didn't start getting allergies until I got a little bit older. So I've learned how to control my allergies. I'm learning how to say, be disciplined on taking my vitamins, get some type of exercise routine in. Okay, so what I've adopted is that I call it the 80-20 rule. Okay, 80% of my time, I'm making sure that I'm eating healthy and I'm taking my vitamins and my supplements. And then 20% of my time throughout my day, I spend exercising. You don't have to have no long workout. I do a lot of walking because I'm an instructor. When I work with my junior kids and when I work with my high school and college students, I usually don't get a cart to follow my teams. I actually walk with my teams, okay? And I believe that over the time that I've done that, I've gained their respect because a lot of times, coaches will get in a golf cart, say something to you and buzz off to the next spot. Well, not me. I strategically place myself to where I can see each one of my team members playing golf, where I can bounce around and I can see everybody, but I'm still walking. So that's walking is absolutely wonderful. Okay, it's less wear and tear on your body. I'm not saying that you can't run, but I do know this right here, that walking at a certain pace, okay, you'll start to see it. Okay, so what I did was I start wearing, when I walk, a weighted vest. Okay, depending on who you are, but before you start anything, you most definitely want to check with your doctor. You most definitely want to check that you're healthy enough to start to do something new. Okay, now we know COVID is out here and we want to protect ourselves as well. So as like a side note, next week we have a very, very big announcement next week that we're going we're adding something to the business, and this is the right time to do it. Okay, so we'll talk about that on our next show, but most definitely look at some type of exercise. Okay, walking is great. Okay, so what I do is I get up early in the morning. Now, I already go to work early in the morning, so I decide to get up 45 minutes earlier than I normally do, and I take a 20-minute walk. Okay, rather it's on the treadmill. If it's in the middle of the summertime, I'll be up at 4:30 in the morning. Take me a 20-minute walk. Say a 20-minute, at a pace, not just a casual walk, an intent walk. Okay, so I put on my vest that has a little bit of weight to it, and I walk. Okay, I also make sure that during breakfast that I have breakfast, but my biggest meal is lunch. Okay, because it's right in the middle of my day. So I'll start off with breakfast, with a good breakfast, make sure I have my vitamins, and then during lunchtime, that will be my biggest meal. And I know this may seem funny, but I actually schedule my times when I eat. Okay, and there have been times where I've had a really big lunch and I've not had dinner, because for me, I've learned that if I eat and don't eat anything before or after 6 o'clock in the evening, I seem to get a better rest. That's just personally for me. Okay, if I eat later, say around like between 6 and 8 o'clock, I don't sleep as well. So these are things that you want to look at over time, because you're looking at, you're out there grinding and working. You're dealing, you're with your kids and with your family, and over time, these things build up, and it's like, I'm feeling kind of sluggish. So also what I did was I actually went through a cleanse. Okay, so once I went through my cleanse, and I started to notice that my energy levels started to go up. Okay? Just flushing out things out of your body. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's different, and you have to know your body. Okay? It's very important that you know how you are. Nobody knows you better than you. Certain things will work, certain things wouldn't work. So I had to trial and error. Okay? Trial and error. Certain things that they wanted me to take during the cleanse, I couldn't do because of my job. I'm outside in the driving range 6-7 hours a day. I'm working 6-7 hours a day. I really don't have a lot of time to run back and forth to the bathroom. Okay, so I had to time my cleanse when I knew it would best benefit me. Okay, so, go through a cleanse. Make sure that you're onto your vitamins, and make sure that you cut out that the fast food and things like that. But I do have a day that I eat what I want to eat. And I've noticed what happened is that when I had that day, if I'm thinking about, man, I really want some pizza, or I really want, something like that. When the day came around, in actuality, I took maybe a couple of bites and I really didn't want it. So think about this right here, okay? You really, really have to look at your health, okay? More than ever now, because of COVID, we're getting ready to go into the fall. Okay, I know we're here in Michigan, and every day changes here. I mean, today it's 70 degrees. 5 days from now, it might be 45. Okay, so we always have to watch out for the weather, and things change quickly. Okay, so another thing I've added to it is you have to do some research and get your immune system together. Okay, you need to strengthen your immune system. Okay, now that's different for different people. I can't say, hey, take this product. I know this product worked for me. I don't know if it'll work for you. Okay, so, maybe next time I'll bring some of the products in that I personally take, okay, that can help you out. Okay, so as of now, I have a routine put in place of after I've taken my cleanse, I've cut out for 2 weeks any fast foods, anything that I did not cook at home. Okay? I mean, there are some things you can go buy, but I start eating a lot of salads. I start eating lean meats. I cut out beef. Okay? I know you're thinking, man, I got hamburgers and different things like that. I've substituted the beef for turkey. Okay? So I really didn't miss it, but I just made a supplement, just an exchange, So start eating a lot of fish, a lot of chicken. I even took a step further and started to go to the health foods, the health stores, and looking at free range chicken and things like that. Now, yes, it's a little bit more expensive, but at the same time, it's just healthier for your body. We just have to really, really look at what we're putting into our body, because that can be the main culprit of you starting to slow down a little bit and not feeling motivated to continue on your dream or your journey. You know what I'm saying? Like when I wrote my business plan for my business, I also put, a little side note to that is, what will it cost me as far as staying healthy? Okay, we always spend a lot of time on our business plan, and to get that in order and to have that, hey, you may spend 6 months to a year to get your business plan together, but we never add on to the business, over to the side of the business plan. What will it cost for me to stay healthy? Okay. What would it cost me for the exercising and the food and the other things that come along with that? Okay. Those are things that I think that we are overlooking as far as our health is concerned. Okay, so I really want to encourage you guys, maybe this information helps you out some. You know what I'm saying? We're grinding, we're out there running, we're out there, just doing things, okay? But we're not thinking of our bodies. You know what I'm saying? We're not thinking of, hey, like I said, I'm a golf instructor. Do I have the proper shoes on for my feet? Not just getting some shoes because they look good, but are those shoes that I'm wearing are good for my foot? You know what I'm saying? Take that time to really examine that. You know what I'm saying? You really don't pay attention to it when you're laying in the bed and you, why is my knee hurting? Or why is my lower back hurting? It all starts from the feet, on the feet up. Okay, so making sure that you have the right type of socks on. How many times do you just think about that? Just go to the store, pick up some socks, just put them on. Do you have a narrow foot? Do you have a wide foot? These are different aspects. If you're on your feet a lot, okay. Now, I was also told this some time ago. I actually saw this on a video as well, is that really, really productive people, if you sit at a desk, really productive people don't sit at a desk, they stand. Okay? Now, if you are in a situation where you can make these changes, okay, instead of sitting all day, part of your day stand and do your work. And the really productive people can walk on a treadmill a little bit as they're doing their work. Now, I know you may be saying, listen, man, standing at the desk is one thing, but walking on a treadmill and doing my work is something totally different. But don't knock it till you try it. Just go one step at a time. But if you sit at a desk most of your day, I want you to break that up. Okay? Yes, those things that raise up are, on the desk and things like that, yeah, they can be costly, but there are some things that you can work around that right now. Okay? Stand instead of sitting. Walking as you work. Okay? These are just little tips that just look at them and see if they actually work for you. Okay, once again, everybody's different. Everybody's going to approach this a little bit different. But all I want to do for my entrepreneurs is that even if you have not, even if you're looking to, get away from that 9-to-5 job, write these tips down. Okay? Because you'll notice, because I personally noticed it myself, is that my energy levels start to go through the roof. Okay? I'm already an energetic person already, but at the same time, it doesn't hurt for you to look at like, hey, you know what? Maybe I'll look at some of these things right here. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes, we're zipping from, the office or the golf course to go pick up the kids from school, or you're going from there, just really examine your situation. Okay? Maybe you have to, if Sunday's a slow day for you, maybe it's best for you to cook a couple of meals on Sunday. Okay? So at least you'll get your week started off really, really well. Okay? So I most definitely want you to look at what's going on with you and your situation, because you've been given vision to do what you're doing because you want to leave your mark. You want to leave your legacy for your kids, okay? So at this point right now, you can't get from point A to B to C to D, to wherever you want to go if your health is not in order, okay? So really, really examine what's going on, make some adjustments for your health, and I promise you that you'll look back on this and say, you know what? I made this one small adjustment right here, and boom, just like when I'm giving golf instructions, you know, a lot of times if it's someone that has been playing for a while, they get stuck and they forget about going back to the fundamentals. And it's like one small thing that I'll see, and I'll usually see it at the very beginning of the lesson, that you just need one small adjustment. Looking at what you're eating may be that small adjustment. Hey, instead of eating this 3 times a week, I'll only eat it 1 time a week. Step it down. You know, some people can go cold turkey. Okay, they can go from 3 times a week or eating this particular thing down to nothing. But most people, if you stair step it backwards, okay, and you'll get to the point where, you know what? I see the difference. But for me personally, when I went through that cleanse for 7 days, that right there was like the key factor for me right there. Okay? Just being bogged down, your body, just from the things that we've been eating, just bogged down and slowing you down, and then increasing your metabolism at the same time. Take a walk in the morning, or take a walk when it's best time for you. For me, it's the morning. Okay? When the summertime is here, we get started at 5 o'clock in the morning at the golf course. So I'm already up at 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning anyway. Okay? I hear a lot of people talk about some people get up early to achieve their goals, which I do suggest that. I have kids that are in school, and they have certain subjects that they're doing good in it, but they're not doing great. They're not doing phenomenal in it. So what I suggest is that, my son came to me and talked about he was having some issues with Spanish. Okay, so after he went to his class and things like that, right here, you guys, right here. Only thing I told him to do is go on YouTube, pull up one-on-one Spanish classes, or I believe that's what I told him. Instead of sitting there playing that video game for 2 hours, why don't you spend 30 minutes on that right there? Boom, grades shot up. Okay, spend this extra time that I'm talking about examining, what am I eating? Since some people just get in a rut. Okay, every time they eat, they have to have a Pepsi, with their meal. Or every time they eat, they have to pick up that salt shaker. Or every time they eat, they got to have some bread. Every time that they eat, they have to have a specific thing with their meal. How about if you cut that out? Okay? A lot of sugar is in our diets. Okay? Cutting out the pop, or should I say decreasing the pop, decreasing the candy, decreasing things out, because if I say cut it out, it'll feel like you're battling inside, okay? So if you have, say, 5 pops in a week, cut that down to 3. Then go from 3 and go down to 1. And next thing you know, you won't really be missing it, okay? Unless you see somebody else drink it, but also you need someone to help encourage you, okay? Because if you tell people that you're on a diet and then they see you eating something, I thought you said you were on a diet. See, that I don't say that. I say I'm on a lifestyle change. Okay? You're going to say, well, we're playing with words. Exactly. I'm on a lifestyle change. Okay? There are changes that I'm making in my life that's going to better my life, prolong my life. Okay? Because I'm trying to leave, I'm doing a legacy for my children, and I need to be here. Okay? There's no time for games right now. I mean, we have COVID that's running around, that's hurting people, and they're hurting people that are not as healthy. You control that. Okay? I know sometimes you may live somewhere that doesn't have a fresh fruit market near you or things like that, take that extra time. You know what? Let me take this time. If you're living in Detroit and you have the ability to do it, and that, go to Eastern Market, go to a farmer's market. I know the fall's coming here. Go to a farmer's market, okay? Go get you some fresh fruits. You know what I'm saying? We leave fresh fruits out for my kids to grab if they want a snack. Yes, I still have potato chips and things like that, but they're going to walk into the kitchen and the first thing they're going to see is apples, oranges, bananas, grapes. They're going to grab that immediately, okay? I keep the potato chips and the things like that in a cabinet. That's not the first thing you're going to see, okay? And usually people, when you say if you go to get some gas, okay, and you walk into the gas station, what's some of the first things you see? Potato chips, cookies, donuts, and then all of a sudden some little obscure little spot, you'll see some bananas or something like that. Well, see, that's intentional. Okay, so when you are picking up something to snack on and eat, let's be intentional about what we eat. Okay? Is those cookies or that Pepsi calling your name? Probably. Okay? Grab a water. You know what I'm saying? That's another thing too. You have to increase your water intake. Okay? I drink a lot of water. Okay? I drink way more water than what a friend of mine that's a nutritionist said that I should drink. Okay, but I do that because I don't want to have a pop or a juice. Okay, you need to just look at what you're doing and be very honest about what you're doing. Okay, and say, you know what? Like I tell my kids, control the controllables. That's what you control. You can control what you put in your mouth. Okay? And be conscious about what you're doing. Okay? Be very, very conscious. Be very intent. Okay? There's some people that are going to get this and catch this and say, okay, you know what? I'm not saying something to you that you've not heard before. Just like when I give someone instruction, isn't that they haven't heard it before? Let's revisit the basics of the basics, the fundamentals of the fundamentals. Maybe when you grow up that your parents never talked about that. Drinking more water and less pop, or drinking more water and less juice. Maybe that wasn't the case, but you know what? That excuse is over with now, okay? You are grown. You consciously know what you're doing. Let's make a change. Okay? Let's consciously look at this and say, you know what? I want to go to the next level. And part of going to the next level is your health. Okay? I don't hear a lot of people talking about what I'm talking about right now, but I surely didn't hear this when I was first training for what I was doing. Nobody spoke about, hey, we just want to talk about, what to look for in a swing and what to look for and things like that. But when I talk to them, I treat the whole golfer. Okay? Physically, mentally, health-wise. I suggest to my parents that bring their kids to me, one of the first things that they need to do is have their kids start doing push-ups and sit-ups. Very basic. I'm not trained in that area, but what I do know is push-ups and sit-ups, okay, unless there's an issue that they can't do that then. But once again, go to your doctor, make sure you get a physical, make sure that you're healthy to do exercises, okay? And once your doctor gives you the clear and the okay, start off with walking. Tell them that, hey, listen, I want to start walking, okay? Spend that extra time to get a proper pair of shoes. Now, I know you may not be able to do it at first, But eventually down the line, put that down. You know what? I want to get a proper pair of walking shoes, making sure that the type of socks that I have, because I have a wide foot. So I have to consciously look at, what? Let me spend this extra money to make sure I have the proper pair of socks on. Okay? All these little things start to add up. When you look at an athlete on television, 99% of the athletes that you see on TV that are professional, everything is fitted to their body. Shoes, socks, clothes, their nutrition. If you notice, like right around this time right now is the NBA Finals, okay? And they go through, if you ever watch it before the games and how they warm up and things like that, they're doing specific things to get themselves ready to play in the game. Everybody's not doing the same thing. Okay, some people are on the bike, some people are jumping rope, they're shooting shots, they're going through team warm-ups and stuff. Everybody's doing something a little different, but they're all getting ready to play for the game. So you have to figure out what is good for you. Okay? But one thing I do know is that just because they're making millions of dollars a year and you're not, that does not mean that you cannot look at what your eating habits are and make some adjustments. You're seeing the athletes on television, they're doing it at the highest level. Of course, they have a nutritionist and the person's telling them, what they can eat, sugar levels, things like that. But you can, don't say what you can't do. You can look at what you're eating and saying, let me make these changes. Okay, let me make these adjustments. The word change is just too harsh. Let me make these adjustments to my diet so I can be healthy and strong and don't get bogged down and I stay motivated. Okay? This is the one thing I want. That's why I said this is a special broadcast, okay? I really want you guys to focus in on this, okay? Because at the end of the day, you don't want to say, I had an opportunity. I was given this information and I did not take advantage of it. Okay? Look at what you're doing. But one of the things I will say to you is walking, drinking more water. Those two steps alone has changed where I've been before. I used to work for the big three. When I left there to pursue what I'm doing right now, over a 2-year period of time, I lost 65 pounds because I was on an afternoon shift and I would eat late. Okay? I gained 65 pounds. When I left there and I dropped the weight and I started to see some people that I used to work with, they barely recognized me. Because that's how much weight that I took off just from drinking more water and walking. When I got my private coach, one of the things that he made me do is that I would not be in the golf cart. He put a 5-pound weight in my golf bag and I had to carry my golf bag and walk. And let me tell you, the first 2 to 3 times I did that, I was struggling. But as time went on, that struggle it was less and less and less and less to the point where it was like I'm just walking normally now. Okay, so I decided to make that change myself. Okay, is it going to be hard? Most definitely. I'm not going to kid you. It's a very, very tough adjustment. But if it were easy, everybody would be doing it. Okay? Just like whatever it is that you're doing in your career and you're on your journey to getting to the point where you want to be as an entrepreneur, it's not easy. But I promise you, what I just laid out to you is part of the road where you need to be on. Okay? We have a lot of things going in the world right now, and your health is critical, critical, critical right now. Okay? Drink more water, get out there and walk, build up your immune system, okay? Because, we're getting ready to get into that flu season here as well, okay? So, like I said, I want to encourage you guys, if you guys have any questions, just send it to DetroitGolfLessons@gmail.com. And until next time I see you, my name is Willie Pewit, host of Conversations on the Fairway.
You are listening to Worship Radio International, the world's #1 online Christian radio station. Check out our website at www.worshipradio.faith or follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Worship Radio INT. This is the future.